in Wales actually go to court. BBC and rape crisis figures show suspects are charged and brought to trial in a very low proportion of reported cases. It's in the low single-digit percentages, anything from like 3 to 1%. Now, one group says it's the lack of reporting which hampers the fight to reduce rape. The non-profit is called Enough, and it's talking at an event in Durham University today with expert and survivors' advice and support. And there are also special kits for people called DNA to collect DNA themselves after the incident. For those who don't quite feel ready to go to the police, that could be a game changer, that couldn't it? Well, we're joined by the co-founder of Enough, who is Katie White. Morning, Katie.
Good morning.
Morning. So, first of all, we've mentioned you're a non-profit group called Enough. Just talk us through what you do and how you started.
Yeah, thank you for having me on today. We exist because there are almost 500,000 rapes each year in the UK, most of which are not reported, and very few, as you pointed out, get to court, let alone get convicted. The conviction rate of rapists is about 0.3%. So it's very clear that we need new reporting tools that help survivors who right now aren't coming forward, come forward, and in doing so creates a stronger threat for rapists who face no accountability today.
Now, is this problem in particular, does it affect everybody, or is it a particular problem for universities? Because obviously you're talking in Durham today. I presume you're talking in other universities as well. You really want to spread the word out there to as many people as you can.
Yes, we're starting with university students because 60% of rape is under the age of 24. So it's a particular priority for university and secondary school students. That being said, it happens to people of all ages, and one of the main problems about rape is that the taboo of it means that many are not aware of the severity and the scale of it, that it's happening at a rate which is terrifying, and more needs to be done to address that.
We've seen a couple of cases recently, haven't we, where people might be put off even coming forward because they feel like justice there's no chance of justice, they're not going to get it. Do you think a lot of the time people are put off because of what they've seen in previous cases?
Yes, the reason that Enough exists is because survivors have told us that there is no way they were ever going to go forward to the police or to a sexual assault referral centre. And we hear that from students across the country. So as you said, we're in Durham today, but we've been touring other cities, Manchester, Brighton, London, all across the UK. And we hear time and time again that the system is set up in a way that allows you to either do everything or nothing in the moments after. That's what survivors feel. And actually, they're not ready for that. It's partly the need to go and speak to someone. If you're a student in Durham, you have to get on a bus and travel about an hour to go to a sexual assault referral centre. Many don't want to put themselves through a 3 or 4 hour forensic examination in the immediate aftermath of rape. That's quite an invasive procedure. That's something that came up in the drama that was just played. And so what we feel very strongly needs to happen is survivors should be given reporting routes that help them restore a sense of power and control, rather than them feeling that they have failed because they didn't fit within the requirements of the system. So with Enough, we always suggest to people that they go to the police or sexual assault referral centre first if they want to. We talk about those as options 1 and 2. And every single pop-up that we do, we raise awareness of those first and foremost with students. But that can be true whilst also recognising that those who are not reporting today deserve more than nothing. And if you think of the serial case with John Warboys, many of those survivors, because they were discredited, did not have DNA. And imagine if they had been able to self-collect DNA sooner and that be connected to an accredited laboratory, which the police would then accept as evidence. They may have been able to come forward sooner. And he also may have felt there was more of a threat if he knew about DNA kits in circulation.
Yeah, you were hoping to give these DNA kits out, aren't you? I mean, has this taken? I bet this has taken quite a while to get to this point where these kits you can make them available.
Yes, we've worked with experts throughout to create the highest quality kit possible, and we work with a government accredited laboratory. But at every single pop-up, we run surveys with students. We ask them about reporting options and which they think they would want to use. Over 90% of students actually don't know what a sexual assault referral centre is, so we educate them on that so they're fully clear on all their options. And then if they want to have one, we give them a self-testing DNA kit. The point is that if students know that those kits are on campus and in circulation, it creates a threat, and it also creates a conversation starter, particularly among groups of young men we've heard who otherwise do not talk about this topic with their friends. They're given a tool to actually start that conversation. And so after 6 months of our campaign in Bristol, 70% of students reported to their societies that they thought enough had prevented rape on campus. And in some ways, it's a little bit like the breathalyzer. The presence of the kit is designed to prevent the thing that it can actually measure.
That's a huge success, isn't it? That is fantastic. If anyone's listening this morning, because obviously we're talking about universities and your visits to those at the minute, but if anyone is listening this morning, maybe he's isn't at university and maybe he's just been, struggling, maybe he's been put off, or maybe he's wrestling with the decision on whether to come forward, what would you say to them? What would be the first steps for them?
We've actually developed a tool recently to help people work out what can be the best option for them. It's a chat tool essentially where all the options are laid out. The police and SARC are there first with all the information about what that process would involve. And then also there's information about enough and various helplines. And I think it can be very overwhelming to know what to do. And when you Google, I've just been raped, there's a lot that's on there. So that's why we've developed this tool. In addition to getting that information, I would say find a trusted friend, talking about what's happened, even if that feels incredibly hard in the moments after, as long as it's someone who you trust and know is going to help you with your best interests at heart, that will more likely than not be a helpful thing for you.
Do you know what? Thank you so much for your time this morning, Katie. Really, really appreciate it. Katie White, who is the co-founder of Enough. They're a non-profit group that have been set up just trying to get the message out there, raise awareness in men and in women as well. These DNA kits that can be given out, touring many different places, but universities at the minute to spread the word. You can find out more if you Google Enough, and if you've been affected by anything you've heard in this item and you think you might need a little bit of extra help and support, the first place you can visit is BBC Action Line. They have a website, so BBC Action Line, they have a whole list of different charities and organisations that might be able to help you, covering a wide range of subjects. Or you can call them on 0800 132 737. That's 0800 132 737 for a little bit more.